Hello and welcome back to Lone Wolf. Right, so we are now back here. Yes, and I want to talk to the merchant because I need some stuff repaired. Most notably my honking great sword. Or my two swords, rather. Fix it. And fix the other one. Okay, good. And I probably ought to repair my backpack while I'm at it. Actually, that can't be damaged. Can't upgrade the backpack, but I can repair the armor. Go into here. Just rearranging. Yep. No, hang on. That's what I wanted. That was depressingly difficult to actually pull off. Right. Nothing I really want to flog, mostly crafting materials, so for now, let's just move on. Should I rest? No, I don't think I need to bother resting. Let's head to the Eastern Wilderness. So what the hell is Leandra playing at, I wonder? She'll have a reason. You reach a small clearing that is dominated by a large mound of ancient snow-covered debris. You climb to the top of the mound, and you're treated to a moonlit view of the sunken forest to the north of the chasm. In the ashen light, you can see the Vatang perched on the northwestern rim of the crater, and it is a chilling sight. You can head directly towards the enemy fortress, which is obviously the most direct approach, or you can choose to explore the eastern area of the forest and look for another way to reach Vatang. So I've got a few options. Let's explore. Story event. You push on through the forest until you stumble upon some fresh tracks that have been left in the snow. You suspect that they were made by the booted feet of the Drakarim, and your suspicions are quickly confirmed when a Drakarim patrol appears nearby. The Drakarim leader tells his soldiers to draw their weapons, then he orders one of them to go back to their camp and raise the alarm. You must act quickly if you are to prevent the Drakarim runner from carrying out the order. Can I get my wolf friends to attack him? So that's what I'm going to have to use this. Took him down. With one fluid movement, you take aim with your ranged weapon and let fly the missile at the Drakarim runner's back. Your aim is true, and the runner is dead before his body hits the snow. Your swift and impressive shot grabs the leader's attention, and he bellows with anger as he looks at the limp body of his fallen soldier. He's off guard and you exploit this to your advantage. You leap in to attack, and strike the leader before he's able to raise his weapon. So he's going to go into that injured. Really badly injured, in fact. If I'd noticed how badly injured, I'd have just hit him with a quick strike rather than anything serious. Hello, uglies. Probably should be focusing on the guy with the shield first, to be honest. Good hits. Not as damaging as I would have liked, but damaging enough. Wolfie, get in here. Bite him in the face. Okay, turtle up and go defensive. Here they come. God, that wolf is pretty vicious. Okay, that guy's down. Now to take out his bigger, rowdier mate. Damn it. Oh! Okay, he's bleeding now at least. So it's a competition to see who bleeds to death first. Should have bought some more crossbow bolts. Oh well. Okay, I can't cast a healing spell until my wolf leaves. Ah, hell. At least it's just a couple of generic geeks. Nothing I can't handle. Okay, wolf on the wolf. Bite him in the face. Thank you, my friend. You have been most helpful. I could be in trouble here. Oh dear. Healing magic a go-go. How does healing magic not fix bleeding? Okay, he's dead. No point messing around with him. Oh, that guy's so close to being dead. Quick strike to finish. The guy in the centre's dead from bleeding any second now. Or alternatively, he's going to drink a sodding potion. Heavy strike. Let's teach him the meaning of pain. Oh! Sucks to be you. You could have just bled to death. Instead, I had to stab you through the spine. Nice try. Under his weapon. I'll weaken him a lot. Assuming the cooldown on my healing spell is still in effect. I'm going to waste crossbow ammo on him. Use my favourite attack to do a great deal of damage. Okay, his weapon's still sundered, but there's not much I can do. Okay, he's turtling up. That's fine. While everything recharges, he's not going to be doing much. But cowering. Oh, well done. Heavy strike. Huh. This guy's actually an agile little git, especially when he's cowering. Alright. Oh, come on, seriously? Alright, you want to play it like this? Fine. And that's why telekinesis is awesome. Ooh, a bunch of bombs. Cool. Have all of those. You hurry away from the clearing along the track on which the Drakim first appeared. There are many footsteps in the snow and you are fearful on encountering more of the enemy ahead. You take to the trees and your caution is soon rewarded. You arrive at the edge of a large Dracarim outpost. The stiff bodies of Dracarim soldiers are piled in a heap at one side of the camp. Opposite several... What was that word? Bivouacs? Oh, let's go with bivouacs. That are guarded by a handful of troops. A Dracarim commander is barking out orders. Something fatal and unforeseen has happened here, and you are determined to find out what it is. In the midst of the bivouacs stands a tent that is much larger than the others. It is the Dracarim Commander's tent. It may contain the answer to this mystery. Okay, I don't have stealth, so I'm going to have to trust on agility. With stealth, you make your way slowly between the Bivanacs. Unfortunately, the surest route to the tent requires you to pass very close to the corpses. The cold has preserved their flesh, but the smell is unnaturally strong. Nausea wells up in the pit of your stomach and it makes you vomit. You are lucky not to attract the attention of the Dracarim, but you feel debilitated when finally you are able to approach the tent. You discover that the tent is unoccupied. It contains only a camp bed and a folding table, upon which there is a pouch made from geek hide. You flip it open and discover a written report. You keep this Dracarim report, for it may contain useful information, but you have no time to decipher it now. You leave the camp by the same way you entered. Forewarned, you hold the hem of your cloak firmly to your nose and mouth as you pass close by the mound of stiff Dracarim corpses. Beyond the encampment lies an expanse of dense timberland. You push deeper into this thick forest, until you feel sure that there are no enemies nearby. Now, you stop to rest and examine the Dracarim report. From what you are able to decipher of the geek script, you learn that an attempted mutiny took place at the encampment. A rival Dracarim captain, with an old score to settle, mustered half the camp and tried to kill the leader and take command. Unfortunately for them, the commander was meeting with an elite Gorguts when the revolt started and made short work of the mutineers and their luckless captain. The first corpses you saw piled opposite the Bivanacs are their last remains. The Gorguts is referred to as Red Fang. It is the highest ranking of all enemies operating in the sunken forest. The report also says that after the revolt was quelled, Red Fang returned to its post. It has been tasked with guarding an ancient Shanti portal, which is located to the northeast. Beyond the portal, there are a vast network of tunnels, one of which leads to Batang. It is by this way that the geeks and Dracarim have invaded the sunken forest, and it's the way along which all the loot from Rockstar has been transported to the Dark Tower. You allow yourself a wry smile. You've discovered the way you must go in order to complete your mission. Okay, well done us. So we need to go to there. How's the health situation? Should we risk meditating? Very dangerous to meditate here. Don't want to get attacked while meditating, so instead I'm going to go into the inventory, because I think I've still got a couple of small potions left. Yes, I have. Good. So I will drink 2 of those, I think. No point hanging on to them if I ain't going to use them, so... Okay, that'll do for now. Some fungi as well? Yeah. Don't think I need that. Alright then. I don't think there's any point going there. So let's move on to the forest crossing. Yes, let's write our story from here. You push deep into the darkening forest, heading northeast. The moonlight is obscured by the thick canopy of pines and branches, and the surrounding shrubs and bushes become harder to avoid in the inky darkness. Suddenly, a scream pierces the night. It is the fearful cry of a young woman. It's Leandra, and she's in trouble. You hear distant growls of the enemy, and they galvanize you into action. You turn in the direction of Leandra's plaintive scream and hurry as fast as you can, though it is difficult through the timberland. You know that she has brought this upon herself, but you feel compelled nevertheless to go to the aid of this feckless girl. Animal friends, I need your help. Using your Kai discipline, mentally you search the surrounding pines for animals to call on for help. You detect nothing until you turn to your right. You sense that a large, warm-blooded animal is less than 100 yards away from where you are standing. You move towards the creature's location and discover an old grey Derncrag bear occupying a hollow covered by pine roots. He is in the early stages of hibernation and does not hear your approach. You wake the creature from its long winter sleep. To wake the creature from its long winter sleep will cause much discomfort. Mounted bears have been disturbed during hibernation and known to roar wildly and attack the first thing they set eyes upon. Armed with this knowledge, you retreat to a safe distance before you dare to awaken the sleeping bear. You are hoping that its awakening roar will distract the enemy now threatening Leandra. You command the bear to awaken. And as expected, it gives vent to several ferocious roars that shatter the silence. You hurry in the direction of Leandra's cry, and soon you reach the edge of a clearing strewn with chips of rock and shale. A patrol of Dracarim is striding across the clearing. They are leaving to investigate the noise. Beyond them, you can see Leandra. She's been held by a Drakkar, who is surrounded by geeks. You see her bring her booted foot down hard on her captor's leather-clad toes, making the Drakkar groan and lose his grip on Leandra's arms. The moment she is free, Leandra draws her crossbow and attempts to load it. Her captors are unaware of your presence, and you can use this to her advantage. Boldly, you leap from the tree line and launch a surprise attack. Nice. As I do like some of the sort of artist renderings for this stuff. As you run, you notice that something is wrong with Leandra. Her movements are slower than you remember from your first encounter. She must be wounded. You shout encouragement, urging her to get away and seek cover in the dense forest. And for once, she seems to take heed of your good advice. It's thirsty work, this game. Uglies. And I do quite like the escalation, you know. Originally, encountering one of these guys was a serious threat. Now it's got to the point where I can handle them without too much of a problem. Unless they do annoying things like that. Yes, I'm going to start making more use of my wolf friend, who is very handy. As these things go. Okay. Turtle up and go defensive. Okay. My defense broken, but... Aha, nice try. Okay, he is badly hurt. One good quick strike and he's down. And he's down. I'm saving the Holy Sword because I suspect we're going to encounter more enemies. Damn it. Oh dear. Okay. I've got the stamina for much and I've not got the ammo to waste on anything better than... Okay. Okay, come on, my friend, attack him. Yeah. Okay, good. Oh, and you got a bleed on him, nice. Thank you, you've aided me well. Cast a healing spell the second, well, not the second that... Now I'm going to cast it. That makes sense to me. Oh dear. Glad to cast it. Right. Go for his weapon. Now he's almost certainly going to try and use a firebomb. So let's try and disable him completely. Okay, with the bleed, he's dead. There we go. Yep. You becoming ugly. Brought back up. Yep. Oh great, you've got poisoned weapons. Ah hell. This could get difficult. And I don't have enough mana to hit with that. Damn it. Oh. This could be an issue. Actually, not necessarily. That's what stun bombs are for. Gives me a chance to regen while they are nicely stunned. Take out Mr. Ugly here. Just hoping that would be enough to kill him. So it's annoying when you come out with really small amounts of health. And all you can think is so close. Turtle up. Okay, that one's over his stun. So's he. Dodge it. Counter strike it. Okay, now I've got enough to hit them with the sword. Doing much to him. I think I need to burn him. Crossbow, go, go. Yes, he's definitely kissing his crossbow for luck, isn't he? Oh well, I've seen worse traditions. Well, it's more of a superstition than a tradition, I suppose. Okay, he's bleeding and he's burning. He's not going to live long. Unfortunately, I don't have the mana to do anything else. Oh, the endurance. Oh dear. Oh god, now I'm poisoned. That's not good. Health potion. Okay, he's down. Good. Now we've just got Mr. Poisony here to deal with. Oh dear. Okay. Give me your best shot, Ugly. Nice try. And of course he's got a sodding health potion, because why not? Oh, I'm glad that attack is pretty powerful. Kill him. Okay, I could have come out of that fight a bit better, but I could also have come out of it a lot worse, so we'll call it a win. Largely because I won. And thus it would be inaccurate to call it anything else. Iron throwing knives. Increases dexterity. Ooh! Oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. I think I just got a new primary weapon, guys. What's it at? 260. Yeah. I'll need to upgrade that when I get the opportunity. That's fine. Meanwhile, I probably ought to... Where's my meat soup? Yeah. Let's have some nice meat soup and just get slightly more prepped. Okay. How do I look now, by the way? What's that meat soup? Ooh, interesting sword variant. So now I've got two... the mid-range blades. In terms of size. As the last of the Dracarine patrols falls to your fatal blows, you rush along the clearing and enter the trees at the place where Leandra escaped. Her fresh tracks in the snow are easy to follow and you soon catch up with her. She has stopped to dress a wound to her upper right arm. At first she is startled by her sudden appearance, but she breathes a sigh of relief when she sees you. Not a Dakar that has found her. So I can basically be a git. I can think about it for a while, or I can heal her. Let's heal her. We're going to need her assistance, and having her combat status seems logical. You ask Leandra her permission to look at the wound. She agrees, and you are relieved to find that it is just a flesh wound. It was caused by an untainted blade, and it appears the Dracarine wanted to interrogate her thoroughly before putting her to the sword. You use your Kai discipline of healing to seal the wound in her arm and cleanse the flesh. She seems grateful for this, and she allows herself a rare smile. Although I'll continue to make my own decisions, I feel I at least owe you my thanks. You ask Leandra why her prototype is so important that the Dark Lords would send their troops across the border with orders to find and steal it. You are aware that my prototype harnesses Shanti power, and you have seen what the cubes can do, for good and for ill. The enemy must have learned of my work from a spy, but they made a wrong assumption. They mistook my work for my father's. I believe they thought that my prototype was constructed wholly of bronium, which explains why they looted all the bronium they could find. It makes my blood boil that they don't even understand what they have in their hands. If I was to know that the enemy would launch an attack on the village just to steal my invention. I can't believe that I'm the cause of their attack. Yet if that's true, I refuse to stand aside and do nothing and allow the Dark Lords to misuse my invention. I had no intention of getting captured. All I want is to make a difference. It does not seem likely that Leandra will change her ways anytime soon. Nevertheless, you have to admit that what she has already done is more than you ever expected from her. Well, at least you can count yourself lucky that I was exploring this part of the forest, you say with admirable restraint. I have discovered that the passage to Vatang lies to the east. There is a grand portal which is guarded by a powerful Gulgaz. I intend to make my way there directly. If you sincerely wish to help me, you can, but you must act more responsibly from now on. Leandra looks you in the eyes unblinkingly. She nods her assent and pulls herself to her feet. You sense that she is much invigorated by the efforts of your Kai healing powers. Heading here. Passageway to Vatang. Let's get moving. Yup. You both trek due east, moving steadily through the trees in single file, with you in the lead. Your thoughts are filled with trepidation as you draw closer to the gates of Vatang. At length, the trees thin out and you find yourselves in a sparsely wooded area strewn with ancient shanty debris, the scattered remains of the highest part of the temple. Broken statues and leaning columns cast sinister angled shadows across the frosty ruins, and in the eerie distance you see a great arched portal set into a towering monument of intriguingly engraved stone. Its surface shimmers and glistens in the moonlight, and its radiance illuminates several enemies that are encamped around the great gate. You spot geeks and Dracarim elites among them, and also a powerful Gulgaz gatekeeper. It is Red Fang. Your mission is to pass beyond this gate, and now that your goal is in sight, you are more determined than ever to fulfill it. But the price may be high. The great gate is heavily guarded, and combat now looks unavoidable. With hushed voice, you tell Leandra to leave the fighting to you. She is no match for the enemies at the gate. She looks at the distant Gorvats and swallows hard. Without any reluctance, she agrees not to take part in combat, but she is still determined to be of some use. If and when the fight begins, it will be sure to draw the Dracarim and the Giaks away from their encampment. Once the camp is clear, she will search it for useful items and clues. You know that there is no point arguing with Leandra. Her mind is made up, and she will act with or without your permission. You nod your assent and watch as Leandra circles around the perimeter of the temple ruins, and when you lose sight of her, you advance towards the great gate, using the columns and statues to cover your approach. You are close to the approaches of the shimmering portal, and you are spotted by the sharp-eyed Drakim warriors. He raises an alarm quickly. He is joined by several of his comrades, all heavily armed and ready to fight. Instinctively, you scour the area for something you can use to hinder their swift advance. You hurl debris at your enemies, try to arrest the enemy's advance. Let's use some magic to hurl debris at them, I think. Come on. There we go. Your eye is caught by a leaning statue. It is almost at a tipping point, and it would not take much force to make it fall. Using your mind power, you focus on the base of the statue and cause the ancient rock to vibrate. With a loud crack of breaking stone, the statue topples over and falls onto the advancing Dracarim and Giaks. Your skillful Kai attack scatters the enemy ranks, winning you a tactical advantage in the combat which swiftly ensues. Right, looking at my timer, that seems to me a pretty good point to end this video and say thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next part.